I'm Dr. Mark Cirrra, and I'd like to introduce somebody to you right now. He's a chiropractor. His name is Dr. Mike Liddell, and Dr. Liddell has been a pioneer and a trendsetter, and pretty much hopefully going to be a, we'll read about it one day in the history books, because if what Dr. Liddell has put together goes through, it's going to change the course of California forever, and it's going to change the course of the United States forever. So basically, to get something on a ballot. So let's say they ran through the legislature forced vaccinations. Let's just say, okay, hypothetically, that they put together a forced vaccine legislative vote. So now what does the people do? Well, the millions of people that are affected in California, in order to have a recall or in an election or change something to get something onto a ballot in the November election, you need signatures. And you need a lot of signatures. And to gather signatures, you guys have seen this. You go to Trader Joe's, and you go places, and you see the people gathering signatures. Those people are paid. And they're paid a lot of money, and you have to do it all over the state. And then you need a lot of money to get something to go on a ballot. They created a system that's pretty much rigged for the politicians, not for the people. So you have to gather a lot of signatures. It's based on the total population. You need a lot of signatures, and you need a lot of people gathering. And then you need a lot of people collecting. And then you need to send all those signatures to another rigged place where they verify the signatures. And they end up throwing out just enough signatures to not get something onto a ballot. So the whole thing is a waste of money and a waste of time. Now, Dr. Liddell did that. How long ago?
We did it in 2016.
2016. Now that almost mentally broke this guy. He worked so hard. I can't tell you how hard he worked and how much money he spent and all the hours in collecting and printing these electronic signature gathering forms. All right? And printing them and educating the doctor's offices to get the signatures and to do all this, only to get enough signatures thrown out so it wouldn't make it to the ballot.
Well, we didn't collect enough, and so that brings us to literally the bigger problem. Where are we? Because we brought petitions, drove them all over the state, dropped them off in offices, right? Thousands of dollars to print these things up. Okay, the last time we left them out there for you guys to come get. We sent out messages, email blasts. So we have to find a way to bridge that gap. We have to get everybody to understand exactly what we're asking, what it takes to get it done, and act on this political call to action. So,
wait, before you even go there, we don't even know what we're signing or what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that first. So the first thing is, the process is broken. So what Dr. Liddell came up with was he came up with a system to make it easy to get something onto a ballot. How? Electronic signatures. Electronic signatures. We live in the year 2019, and we don't have an ability to gather electronic signatures. There's electronic signatures for everything. when you get something notarized, or when you buy a house, or you have papers, or buy a car, anything, everything's through email, electronic signature. So Dr. Liddell wants to get this paying people to stand outside of Trader Joe's out of there, and wants to make it so that we can post on Facebook and other places to gather electronic signatures. All right? If we can get electronic signatures literally in one day in California, potentially, we could gather enough signatures to try to overturn the forced vaccine law, for example, or any other bad law that affects chiropractic or affects
I'll give an example
the people
of a discrimination for us directly hitting us on the head, and that is our ability to do sport physicals in this state. Prior to the SB 277 vaccine issue, some of us were working really hard at trying to counter the discrimination behind chiropractic being told we're not able to say that a kid playing sports is normal enough to play sports. Okay, so the ball got dropped on that by us as a profession quite some time ago. And so what I was able to do was I was able to get our state board to write and address Schools Insurance Authority, which is a JPA, a Joint Power Authority. Joint Power Authorities are a collection of, say, school districts that get together and they formulate their own insurance plans. So it's a board upon a board upon a board. So the California Board of JPAs has many groups that do that. What happens is in the discrimination is that JPA, because they're not under the umbrella of the insurance commission, say you can't discriminate against a chiropractor's license to do that, they get to make their own rules. So they get to say in various places in California, oh, you can do them, but you can't. So we got our state board here. It's almost unprecedented to get our state board to step up and fight for us, but they did on this topic. They wrote Schools Insurance Authority and they said, we do get to do this. And they laid out all the backing for us. And you know what Schools Insurance Authority did? Nothing. They said, make legislative change. Okay, that's what I was working on, was that legislative change. There's other states that have actually fixed this for their chiropractors. California hasn't. When I show up to my legislator and say, will you run this for me? I'm going to give you an example from another state. All you have to do is put this template in and present it. They won't do it. So let's get down to the brass tacks. Individually, as a profession, we're not being represented. We're marginalized. We're being excluded. Does anybody here feel like we're included in the healthcare process? I mean, we do get to have a license, right? From there, we're being kept in check. And as a chiropractor, I'm pissed. I'm done. I'm done with it. Okay? So, either we fix this as a group, the unity has to come in play. If I can't come to my colleagues and ask for help, we're in trouble. So that's what this comes down to. I asked for help in 2016, had to hand out these things in paper boxes and petitions in boxes, and it was difficult. We fixed that. Now it's a PDF download. Website. Very simple. What's difficult about it, if you guys all have the petition in your hand now, right? I'm not asking for 20 signatures on this petition. Okay? You guys all notice it just has one signature space per voter. That's by design. Underneath that signature space, you'll see a place for the declaration, a witness to sign saying they saw that voter sign that. In California, as a circulator, I can sign my own petition. What this means is, I can put this in everybody's house as a voter, and they can fill out their own petition to its entirety, and then mail it back to me. I can't make it any easier. Website, this is also a flyer. You know how they get real greedy with these things? You can't, no, tear it up if you want. Take notes on it if you want. Okay, but the one that you send me has to be clean,
Your registered voter information has to be accurate. Okay? You finish it by filling out the declaration section. It's that easy. Okay, here's the problem. Dr. Simmer already mentioned the numbers. We need 625,000 valid signatures. Okay? So if any one of us sits here and think, oh, 600, man, the weight just came on top of each one of us. Okay, but that's not what we're asking. We actually are asking for 1 million signatures, minimum. Because they're gonna throw hundreds of thousands of them out. Because they're not being vetted directly. I got married, I moved, somebody signs twice, they throw out a percentage of all of them when that happens. There's all kinds of reasons why this paper system can be hacked. I give you, as a paid circulator, my signature sample of voter information. Well, you get to make money off of that. What keeps you from scanning that and tracing it over and over and over again at $10 a pop? So, how does this compare? We're already being hacked. The people that are using these systems, they're already putting things in their favor. Those are the measures that are going on. So, 625,000 have to count. We're asking for 1 million to have some thrown away. Let's make it even simpler. 5,000 out of 40 million here in this state, each collecting 200 signatures, or better yet, just facilitating the collection of the signatures. Just pass the thing to somebody and let them get it done. Use our networks. We don't have to ask our patients directly. Let that person that you know go get 10. It's not hard for us. We can knock, if all I had to do was 200 signatures and be done, this game is over. That's what I'm proposing to you guys. 200 signatures. We had, when the work comp thing hit here in California, when we talk about legislation that messed chiropractors over, a lot of chiropractors were participating well in how injuries happen in California. They changed it. We had 7,000 chiropractors march on Sacramento, all in one day. We unified for a moment. We have over 14,000 chiropractors in this state, all being marginalized and allowing ourselves to be beat over and over again. So, if we don't fix this and put in a mechanism for us to propose our own legislation until the cows come home, until we get rid of discriminations, sure, they'll be able to do it too, but we're not going away with this. Right now, we're dying. So it's kind of interesting this morning. I was looking for a t-shirt to wear, and I found a Halloween t-shirt for me. But coming up, I'm like, that's the shirt for today. This is it. This is where we're at. This is no joke, right? We're dying. Oh, I got you. We're dying. We got to fix this. All right? So, I want to hear from you guys. What can I do for you to get you guys involved? What questions do you have to get you over the hurdle? Because if one chiropractor in 2016 can generate a platform to get 117,000 signatures, what does 2 chiropractors do? What does 5,000 chiropractors do? We change our future by turning on Initiative Referendum and Recall in this state. Initiative, let's be real clear, it's the voters' ability to bypass the state legislature and present legislative solutions directly to the body of voters. We're not using it because of the paper hindrance. A referendum, it's literally our ability to say no to a gas tax, to any law, and have it stopped until the voters say, yeah, we want that. Voters in California don't participate. Talk about the bigger problem. We don't care. We don't think anything works. It doesn't work. We have these processes right here to make things balance out. We have 3 branches of government that are supposed to balance out our overall government. We have voting that give us a direct say, supposedly, in our representation, right? But we also have half of our states that allow self-representation with Initiative Referendum and Recall. We have the ability to recall our governor. There's 2 efforts happening right now to recall Newsom. 2. Oh, that's bad strategy on their part. One in Southern California, one in Northern California. Let's see if we can get twice as many signatures and see who wins. This is ridiculous. This could happen in a day. It could happen in a day. So, we're not using these rights that are built into our state constitution. We're not asking for anything other than this simple process to work. When somebody says, what about the hacking? I'm sorry, but you probably just got done signing something electronically at a department store. And you're saying the one place we can't use it is the place we get to hold them accountable and participate and represent ourselves? We're missing the boat, big time. So any questions from you guys on what you're seeing here?
Just to be clear, who signs the bottom again on that? Can anyone sign that?
So the question is, can anybody sign the bottom?
A circular.
If I'm a circulator, okay, I can go to a voter and ask them if they're registered to vote, make sure that's all good, and then have them sign if they're agreeing to what they see here, and then I can fill out the bottom.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the name of the initiative.
Yes.
What is the name of this initiative? And because we want, like, we as chiropractors are lame. We need to be spoon-fed. We need to know exactly what we're telling our patients that they're going to sign. So we want to just say it as simple form as humanly possible. What do we say to a patient without giving them the whole history of what's going on here, which is valid, which is good if we can direct them to a video of you giving a 1-hour lecture on it.
We're not going to be able to do that there.
We're not going to be able to do that. So I have a patient standing in front of me. What do I say within 30 seconds or less? Go.
So, how do you feel about electronic signing?
I think it's a good idea.
You think it's a good idea? Are you aware that we're not allowed to sign petitions in the government system electronically, but we're able to sign them everywhere else?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, so what this is, you're used to seeing petitions out in the grocery store, correct?
Yes.
What this is a petition to make electronic signature gathering legal. The title of the petition is it authorizes electronic signature gathering for initiative, referendum, and recall petitions, initiative statute. So this is a legal petition. This is not a feel-good, gain support kind of petition. This is a legal petition. If we get enough signatures, it puts this solution onto the next California statewide ballot.
Making it easier for people, the people to get something on the ballot.
Right, so the nuts and bolts of this petition are real simple. There's no hidden agenda here. The key words in it are affixed. We want our digital signature, our electronic signature to be affixed and treated as our pen and paper signature. Without those words, this doesn't work. I want a PDF download option directly with the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State is going to put this proposal on their site. They're going to give us pro and con arguments, right? Let's be fair. We want all these to be weighed in. And I want a place to sign it electronically when I'm done. I want these processes to function at all initiative, referendum, and recall levels in California. Your local city, county, special districts, all the way up to statewide. This proposal you might be interested in if we have the ability as voters to control our elected officials and make them public servants. I'm going to start with this kind of proposal. Our elected officials just gave themselves a pay raise off of a gas tax. Everybody's familiar with that, right? And now they're kind of talking about not necessarily using it for those purposes, right? So here's the deal. Yeah, it's normal. We're used to it, right? We're kind of numb to that. But here's the deal. If this is law, if we have this in place, I get to ask the voters a question. My question is, how about we give them a pay cut? I don't want to be crazy with the pay cut. I want to be fair. So let's give that local elected official a 5% pay cut. Let's give the county elected official a 10% pay cut. Let's give the statewide elected official a 15% pay cut. From there, let's go ahead and throw in some extra. How about you get a middle-of-the-road health care benefits package like the rest of us? you don't get top ends.
Well, they have to have covered California like the rest of us.
There you go. Okay, so I'm going to be a little nicer. You can go cover California. I want to be as fair as possible because I want it to appeal to everybody. I don't want it to seem like we're picking on anybody, right? So, how about a short term in office and you get a lifetime pension? I'm kind of done with it. I'm okay with them having a pension, like the rest of us. You put the time in, but let that build. Let's not just have it automatically kick in. I want to ask the voters of the state if they agree with that. And let's have that debate. This forces that debate.
Okay, so, I agree with everything you're saying. Now what?
Now what? I hand you the petition, and it has to be you signing in the county that you're registered to vote. So as you fill this out, you're going to write your county, your information on this petition.
So this is what a patient fills out right in your office?
Yep. So you don't really have to say anything. All the directions are on the petition, okay? So as you guys read through it, you'll see every block that needs a space to be filled in has directions right underneath it. Pretty simple. When I do these, I'm testing people to see how well they fill them out. I invite you guys all just to go ahead and fill them out, even if you're not in California. Fill them out. See how well it flows for you.
So tell us exactly what they fill out.
Okay, so you're going to fill out, starting with your printed name, okay? And to get you accurate, you want to make sure that you get your middle initial and that you're signing as you're registered to vote. If you sign with your middle initial, if you got your voter information when you registered to vote, if you got that signature from the DMV, if you registered to vote online, they transferred your electronic signature from DMV to the voter registration department system. So they're using that signature as your gold standard. You want to sign like that, okay?
And make sure so your signature doesn't get thrown out. It's signed exactly how it's on your voter registration.
So real simple pieces of information, no abbreviations, don't abbreviate your town, don't abbreviate the county. Fill it out, make sure that they know where you're coming from, it's legible. If something's not legible and you have somebody, you can go over to the little box to the left of the signature and you can write something clearly in that space to help the person that's validating it in the voter registration department. You can clarify that, but make sure that you spell their name right, help them find what they're looking for. That's the voter information. If they're not sure about their voter status, there's a uniform website link that you can go to, and any voter can check their current information. And yeah, this is where I live, this is my name, and I'm good, and they'll be current. So the next piece is it's the witness section. This is where that same voter can just keep on going right down the page and refill out their information. Okay, so the date is going to be the day that you're signing, right there on the spot. You're going to fill out the date twice. Okay, so there's 2 dates there. And it's the same thing. Your address, no abbreviations. So no abbreviations on the bottom.
So they have to do it twice.
They're going to fill it out twice. And where somebody might stop, I've had some individuals stop at the end and they don't sign it, thinking, oh, well, here's the circulation, you're the circulator. I'm like, no, you can be your own circulator. I'm the distributor. I just distributed a petition to you. You're your own circulator. You can act as a circulator, you can sign that form. If you do sign them, it adds an extra leg to the race. You have to sign an agreement stating that you understand the rules as a circulator. So all of this stuff might sound complicated, but you guys each have everything, an entire platform of information. You guys are all now experts on it because you have the website. The website at the bottom of the petition, right after the address, where you send the petitions and mail them back to when you're all done filling them out. Website is www.cirrra.com. And we affectionately call that Cirrra. So Cirrra is what most people are online. So you have,
when we're done with this, we get these back. Let's say I collect 10 of these tomorrow.
correct.
What do I do with them? I got the hard copies. What do I do with them?
Take the address on the bottom and mail them back to me.
Okay. So when do you need them by?
Time frame. We get 180 days
once we pull the trigger on circulation. Right now, we've already burned a month and a half of that. We're sitting dead on the water. So we have till April 20th to get our signatures turned in. If we have 5,000 ready to go, willing to do this, how hard is it for us to print a legal size, two-sided petition in our office with a 1-inch legal top margin?
So I basically have over 5,000 on my mailing list. If I could get each one of these chiropractors to get 100 signatures, that would
200 signatures now. When we ran it in 2016, it was 100 signatures. With the Newsom election, that number doubled. It's now 625. That shows you the rise in population and what we're up against. This is going to get put out in reach for us.
I'm not in California right now, but what I'm thinking of this is
You're not off the hook, by the way.
to avoid that, you should go for, you need to do like 5 million, and this is an aspect, you're not talking about vaccination, something broad, but everybody.
Yeah, this is just being able
Any
to
base,
do-
any topic,
That's what
any
I'm
political
thinking.
issue.
You need to get it out there more.
It's already happening.
But
Yes.
you need more numbers, because that way they can't repeat it.
No, I know,
Okay.
what we're giving you is just,
This is our chiropractic audience. We have a Second Amendment audience.
Okay.
Okay, we have a homeschooling charter school audience, we have a vaccination audience, and we actually have a national audience now, okay, because of our ties. I just did, the other day, I just did a 2-hour blog radio show in New York, explaining everything, okay, to New York. And let's talk about how these initiative referendum and recall processes are in your state. And let's get this rolling in your state as well. This isn't just about California. This is about all of us. And we have a mechanism. We have to just wake it up. So it's already been powerful enough to put these things into half of our state constitutions. Now it's time to make them work. So,
you said, can you fold these when you mail them in?
Because I heard talk about that.
yeah, you can fold them. Yeah, don't put a hard crease in them. It's okay. It's going to go through the mail system. But that is what it is. If you have 200 of them, it's going to go in a bigger envelope. You won't have to fold it that way.
We did nothing all the Facebook groups and trying to help
Yeah, I'll find out.
I've been
That's what
using.
we're doing it?
Yeah, we can talk about that as well. Any other questions?
Yeah, Dr. Liddell, I was just hoping that you could put a link on this video to,
Yeah, this link is going to be absolutely reproduced with this video, and it's going to be tied together. You guys are going to have all the links. The website is already complete with all those links. So, but you guys are going to have everything at your fingertips to smash this. Yes.
How's this being received by your other groups that are working with in coordination with that?
It's being received the exact same way that it's being received here. Everybody, it's like going to a 7th grade dance. Everybody's waiting for somebody to get up and dance first. Nobody wants to put their credibility behind something. Nobody wants to say, yeah, I'm all in on this. So every group is waiting for momentum to build. Each group has the ability to smash this. Each one by itself. But because we're not able to get people over a hang-up, a political hang-up, oh, well, we can't give this to the other political party. My response is, well, you're literally being discriminatory and saying the other side can't have it. It's a I want my cake and eat it too argument. So we go to these other faces and people get hung up on things, but they don't see the big picture. They don't see how their efforts translate into a bigger thing. This is a puzzle. We are each a piece of the puzzle. When we put it together, the other groups will join. It's a momentum builder.
And I'm telling you, just start spreading the word, start getting signatures, and start referring people to the website.
Have-
And, is that it?
I think that's awesome.
Hey,
That's
just-
a lot.
And if you want to talk to Dr. Liddell at lunch, get his personal contact information, that would be great. And he's working, I mean, this will be his last effort. If this doesn't fly, I don't see it.
Catch me in another state,
Yeah, I mean, this is.
and I'll run it in another state.
But-
Do they have electronic signature in any state?
Not all. About half of our states have initiative referendum and recall of some form. But there are states that are still trying to get it in. And so, real quick, 1996, 98, that's our internet time frame. 96 was the last time a state, Rhode Island, put in an initiative referendum and recall process. Nobody's tried to put it in since. If they do, they're going to actually have to deal with electronic signature gathering with a new system. So they're kind of holding back right now.
Quickly, you gave us these paper copies. Where do we find more paper copies when we're in our home city when you're not around? On the Cirrra?
It's a PDF download.
PDF download.
You can print as many as you want. If somebody messes it up, tear it out, it's a piece of paper. So 200 costs under 20 bucks. If you print it in your office, it's going to be even less. But it has, and all the specs, all the information, everything you guys need is on the website. But by all means, read the proposal. Read it. Look into the website. People don't like my long-winded messages. Dr. Simmer's been hounding me for years to simplify the message, right? They're long. There's a lot to it.
I know what the audience is capable of.
That was 30 seconds.
Have you ran this by anybody legally? I mean, I'm just, my first thought is you're going to run into the same deep state in this state, if not worse than what we're seeing nationally, and they're going to try to buck you on everything. I would think mostly on just security of doing something electronically.
Okay, so here's their best argument, okay? Their best argument against us on this is to create fear over the electronic process. Okay, this is a slippery slope for them. The problem is that we do everything electronically already.
Voting, everything.
So they can't continue to hide from the one place that they're not allowing it to happen over one word not being put in the law, the term affixed, right? They can't keep hiding from that. This is going to be our future. It's just how much do we allow it to go. They're going to put in electronic ballot voting. They want to bypass it. This has been hiding for 30 years. Over 30 years this has been hiding. They're hoping it goes away. We're not going to let it. We can't let it. So when you look at what do they do, what can they do, it's already deeply embedded in our state constitution. They're screwed. They can't just make that go away. Now we're just asking for it to work. This proposal is just a very simple set of legal directives. It's so simple, right? Most people here in California don't realize that the Office of Legislative Counsel, those attorneys that write all of our legislators' legislation for us, they also write for us as a public. Most people go, I can't write a law like this. Oh no, you don't have to worry about it. We already pay our state attorneys to do this. We just have to present it in a petition format, pay a filing fee of 50 bucks. If it's a topic that can be used logically in the system, they're going to put an attorney on the phone with you and you're going to hash out the legal directives, and now you're going to have a legitimate document that can be presented. Okay, we all have that ability. We have the ability across the board, we just don't know it. So what can they do? They can try, but it's a slippery slope. They're going to look bad at the end of the day because their arguments already passed them.
All right, we'll try to put the power back in the people's hands. Thank you, Dr. Liddell.
Thank you, Dr.
And hopefully we'll make some changes. It'll be in the history books. And then,
We're already in the history books as a topic, not for me, but as a topic.
all right, take care. Thank you.